I farmed Reckoning for 24 hours. Now, it wasn't 24 hours straight, but since Tuesday, I farmed it for a total of 24 hours. Now, I'm very far behind on my Solstice armor because I've been busy trying to grind this out, and I'm just a tiny bit into my blue armor. I've got a ton more to do, but I wanted to get a beautiful top-tier spare rations so that I could make some videos on it. Little did I know how difficult it was to actually get one of these weapons. The drop rate is abysmal, and while you can get lucky and get multiple in a row like my friend Dodge did, he got 3 spare rations in 15 minutes. You can also go on some insane dry spells, like myself, who got 3 of them in 24 hours. Now, that is not the norm. I farmed with Dodge for a total of about 10 hours, and in that time, he got a large amount, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in those hours. Now, total, in the hundreds of runs that he did, he had 15 or 16 in approximately the same amount of time. Not quite 1 an hour, but he was getting a large amount. Myself, I had 7-hour dry spells. I had 9-hour dry spells without getting a spare rations. So to say that farming this is worth it, right now, I don't think so. Getting the rose is probably going to be good enough for a lot of you, and while I'm going to say that my new spare rations is the best gun I have ever used, not hyperbole by the way, it is absolutely nuts in Destiny 2, easily the best hand cannon I have ever touched, but grinding for it for 24 hours, I mean, I guess you could say it's worth it, but it could have easily have been a terrible roll. Let's look at a couple of my rolls right now really quickly, and then let's look at the God roll. So this is my first spare rations that I got. First one ever, and it was pretty much terrible. Almost as bad as you could get, because you want to get some nice range stats. I didn't have the range masterwork. Both of my barrels were pretty awful. I didn't even have a good magazine, nothing here. No high cal rounds, nothing. But optimally, you want Ricochet Rounds here. If you have Ricochet Rounds here and a good barrel and a range masterwork, it doesn't really matter what these perks are. These can be terrible. They could be the worst possible perks. But if you have Ricochet Rounds, full bore, and a range masterwork, you're pretty much set, and this gun is still going to be pretty nuts. One of the best guns in the game, nuts. Now, I got a second one. Ooh, don't want to show you that one just yet. I got my next one, and this one was actually okay. I got multi-kill clip, which is kind of cool because it comes with substance, and I've also got Ricochet Rounds. It even came with a range masterwork, but both of my barrels were pretty bad. Now, Ricochet Rounds and a range masterwork are pretty helpful, and with this, I can maybe do some fun multi-kill clip shenanigans. But again, this thing isn't God roll, this thing isn't amazing, but even with this roll, I would have been somewhat happy, at least to meme around on. And then I had a 9-hour dry spell. I got the first one about 5 hours in, I got the next one 6.5, 7 hours in. After that, that is, another dry spell, another 7-hour dry spell. And then I had the biggest dry spell of the entire time. Almost 9 hours. 9 hours! It was like 8 hours and 55 minutes. 9 hours to get this next spare rations. In that time, everyone in my group had 3 or 4 of them. One person had 6 of them. They were all pretty bad rolls, only one of them actually being good, and then mine popped up. And I am never touching Reckoning again because it's almost perfect. Take a peek. This thing is the best gun I have ever used, probably will use in Destiny 2. I mean, unless Hawkmoon is the god. But this thing is amazing. Number 1, we got the range masterwork. Range is very important on this gun, and I got it. I also got full bore, the best range perk possible. Now, it reduces your stability and it reduces your handling speed, but the handling speed is already so good on this gun, it doesn't really matter. The stability on this gun is also pretty good overall, but I'm getting some bonus elsewhere. And taking the hit here doesn't matter because the recoil direction on this is 100. That's right, it has the best recoil direction humanly possible on a gun, so even with a lower stability, it doesn't matter. But then I got the third piece of the puzzle, probably one of the most important pieces, Ricochet Rounds. Now, Ricochet Rounds, again, incredible for the range boost, but it's also fixing my stability potential issues. Ricochet Rounds also gives you a hidden buff. It extends your max hit range by quite a bit. I don't know all the math on it, but Ricochet Rounds is the best range boost you can get. It's actually better than Accurized Rounds, even though it's 5 range instead of 10. And then I got Rapid Hit, arguably one of the best PvP perks in the game, where rapid precision hits temporarily increase the stability further and the reload speed. And if you're tapping heads with this thing is faster to reload than like Outlaw. It is like, it is insane how fast you can reload. Now, on the final perk here, there's a multitude of things you could get. There's kill clip, multi-kill clip, slide shot. There is rangefinder, which can push out the range to crazy amounts. If I was to get rangefinder on this, it actually outranges Ace of Spades. I know someone who has it, and it's incredible. But I got slide shot, which again, uses it to reload the weapon. I can use it to extend that range a little bit. Slide shot is a good perk to have. So not only did I get, probably in the top 4 or 5 perks here, I got arguably the best perk here. Best perk, best masterwork. This thing is as close to perfect as you can possibly get. I know, maybe I could farm again, and maybe when they up the chances, I will. But I wanted to show you this thing in action. This is the first Rumble game that I played. I shit you not. I'm a little rusty in this, and, well, just take a peek.
Oh, shit! Let's see, boys. Put it on! Oh, no! Oh, it might have been the one! Oh, shit! That is a fucking fire roll! Yo! What, dude? Fuck you, man! I want that roll! Damn! Bro, you don't have to play anymore. You're done. You're done. You're literally done. You called it. That is a god roll. You are done, man.
So, forgive some of my shots here. This is like 11 hours into Reckoning. This is like 3 in the morning. This is 16 hours played on the day. I know, it's embarrassing. It's disgusting. I need to get a life. But it's kind of my job to make content, so just don't worry about it. The shots aren't as crisp as they are now. That's all I'm going to say, but the gun feels incredible. It actually felt so stable and so snappy that I was having issues with it because I was overcorrecting at times. Now that I'm more used to it, oh boy, does this thing feel good. I'm in love with it. Absolutely in love with it. And I can't wait to use it more. I'm going to have a hard time using anything else, unfortunately. It is that good. Rapid Hit allows me to be hyper aggressive. It allows me to reload very, very fast in panic situations. I can also slide around and get my ammo back, allowing me to do some pretty nutty plays, get really, really aggressive or really, survive in panic situations. It's pretty cool. I think that this gun is worth it if you can get a god roll, but I would honestly wait until the patch when they up the drop rate, because it can be so frustrating to farm with. I don't know if that burden on your brain is worth it. There was a lot of negativity in my brain trying to get this, especially when I was going 9 hours dry without getting one. It was frustrating. I was raging. I thought that it was painful at times, but I think now that I have it, I'm kind of honeymooning on it, or not honeymooning, but I feel like, yeah, it was so worth it because I got the god roll. But if I had 3 of them in that amount of time and all of them were so terrible, I'd probably feel pretty different. I would probably have a very different outlook on Reckoning. And I mean, I did see a bunch of terrible rolled ones. Absolutely terrible rolled ones. Dodge got like 15 of them, and 14 out of 15 were pretty bad. Like bottom of the barrel bad. So, you know, before I advise you guys on going and like jumping into Reckoning right now, it's taxing on your brain. Like I'm warning you now, it is mindless. It is just constant waves of enemies. You're spamming abilities. You don't even really have to think. You just need to stand in a well the whole time. It's not very engaging content. And if you are happy with Rose or Ace of Spades, or maybe you have a good Austringer or a good Waking Vigil, this thing isn't going to make you the best PvP player ever made, but it can give you a little edge in some situations. I absolutely noticed this gun being better in some of the gunfights that I've been in. I am killing people, and I feel dirty because the range I'm able to hit max for with this, with how snappy it is, with the stability on it, it's nuts. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to do another video on it later. I'm going to showcase it live. We're going to have some fun with it. I can hopefully show you guys some of the stuff I'm really hyped up on the gun. And that's it for me. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
You continue to be my greatest success, Guardian. You're first. Happy? You killed everyone. Don't do this outside the